Previously on Backyard Central. Look at all this beautifulness. I am so excited for these grapes. Like, what more could you ask for? I love this hobby. Man, I love life. Are you guys happy? Because I'm happy. We're having a grape infestation. This is always a sign. See these little speckledness? That's the first step. And a little while ago, I asked you guys about this video. I said, what is this? What is this thing? Nobody, nothing. Crickets. Nobody told me nothing. Nobody tried to help me. Y'all just let me make a fool of myself. Now, this is what I'm dealing with. If you can look closely, you see what I'm seeing? You see what I'm seeing? I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, what? And last year I had so many grapes. I think I'm gonna try to do it the right way. I care about all life. All life's important, right? Let's get a better look. See right here? As you can see from specimen A, I got holes in my mug. Holes! We got a whole colony. We got a family going on over here. And I didn't even think... Look at these fools. So they say I could just flick these off and then everything should be okay. There's the eggs underneath. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And I ain't gonna I just planted this guy over here. I forgot about it. Look at this. These ain't paid a lick of rent. Underneath, you got to look on the bottom of your leaves too. If you see them on the top, that's one thing. But these guys really do hide on the bottom of your leaves. Y'all owe me some gas money. I can't. There's so many. There's so many. Oh, my grapes. I just moved this over here. All right, I'm gonna do it y'all's way. I'm just gonna lightly dispose of these guys, and then everything will be okay. All life is important. This is one world. What does Michael Jackson say? Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Because as I look, I just see leaves just yellow, just moving. Like you have to stare at them for a while. And they're just bundled. They cold? What? You want to disrespect me, huh?
Backyard Central. One of these mornings. Let's grow. Let's grow.
Just look at the devastation. Look at the devastation. I'm gonna call this the Great Flame Incident of 2026. I mean, what else can 2026 take from me? 2020s in general. 2026 specifically. Look. My babies. These leaves. Don't let this be y'all. Please don't let this be y'all. You guys take care of your stuff. Learn from me. This is heartbreaking. Just make a pile. Just going through here and looking for leaves that still have worms or eggs on them that look pretty holy. And you can just see how the leaves just get thin. Like they don't even look like good leaves. Like they look like little pieces of fragile. And they're still in there. They gotta eat this stuff. But they're still in there. Just make it a pile. I don't even want to talk about it.
Backyard central. One of these mornings. One of these mornings. Let's go.
This is so bad I have to get BT. I have to get some sort of bug spray because this is the craziest I've ever seen. They're just everywhere. All these leaves, I'm gonna have to snip these off because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. It's the worst I've seen it ever. It's like, this is why you gotta keep on top of your garden. If ain't no joke. Literally come through and take every nutrient out of every leaves, and then you got to worry about eggs being on the bottom of these and things like that. So you really should be going through here and removing. But there's so many leaves. I don't know what this is. Is it mold? This looks like mold. Powdery mildew. Even the back of leaves. It's crazy.
Backyard central. One of these mornings. One of these mornings. Let's go.
There's just so freaking much. Like you have to, there's at this point, like I can't even, like there's one right there. There's too many of them. You're removing leaves because of the eggs and potential worms that are on them. Stomp them out, burn them, whatever you got to do. But that's also some of the protection for the grapes and hiding from birds and all that as well. So you eventually kind of do, or you do more damage than help. So. And then this kind of stuff happens. Some are still healthy. You know, and the thing about this hobby is something goes bad and you gotta wait a year, you know? Got some starting to turn. I'm not sure if I've seen a praying mantis in the garden yet. Every year I've seen them. I don't know why I'm not seeing them this year. But yeah, you gotta wait a year. If something messes up, you gotta wait a year. So it's like, you just want to be as preventative as possible. So I think I'm going to start spraying, even though, I mean, BT is natural, but got to be preventative. You don't really have a choice. So today we're going to talk about skeletonizers. Grape's worst nightmare, my worst nightmare. It's gotten really bad. I keep saying it, you gotta come out here at least once a week. I've been so busy that things get away from you. But if you have a lot of plants, you're gonna have days like this. I'm kind of to the point where I want to do things natural. There are natural products, but I try not to have to spray things if I don't have to. I'll take a look at everything and show you. Skeletonizer bugs are these little worms that are laid by some sort of fly, and the worms pretty much suck the nutrients out of your leaves, out of your plant, and it kills everything. You know, it causes a multitude of issues. And once they start, like, you gotta be on top of it. Once they start, they multiply. I'm gonna show you like a really bad case scenario. So you can go around and remove leaves that are affected. They'll leave eggs and the worms will be on there, you know, if you get it early enough. But even still, no matter what, last year I had an issue. I was able to stay on top of it a little bit, and a year before that, you have to spray it here. Like, I don't think you can get around it if you really want to handle these things. And there's two things that are pretty natural. And there's different versions of this, but you have organic, BT. BT, I want to say, is something that's found in like alcohol, some sort, where where it's ingestible by humans, pretty much. Like if it gets it on your grapes or your produce, your product, it still is okay because it's based out of alcohol. The thing about this though is the bugs have to eat it, pretty much. So you spray it on the leaves, the bugs eat the leaves, and then they eventually die from it. It's not like it's going on topical on their flesh and then they die. So it controls worms, caterpillars, fruit flies, vegetable ornamentals, and shade trees. Kills tomato hornworms, tent caterpillars, gypsy moths, and others listed. So there's a lot of things that this kills. But I mean, it is organic. I mean, at some point you got to use stuff. You can't just let things grow and not have any issues. Like everybody's gonna have some sort of issue you got to spray with. So I don't know. Organic gardening, true, just not doing anything. I think you have to have such a big space to be able to capitalize. Like if I just grew only grapes, I'm gonna get some grapes off of it, right? Because just from sheer quantity. But as backyard people, you got to think of ways to do it because that's just not gonna work. It's just not feasible. Then we also have this Neem Max. This contains liminoids and azodurin. I don't know these big words. Neem oil by itself generally is what you use to mix into oils. Hold on to like you generally do a soap and oil, and then maybe something else to spray leaves with things. The soap kind of is a thickener, you know, oil's oil, like to keep it on the leaf. You want to be able to spray something on the leaf and it stays on the leaf, and so on and so forth. So you're not just spraying and it's drizzling off. You know, oil's a little bit thicker, soap's a little bit thicker. But anyway, Neem Oil Max has additives in it that is allegedly supposed to kill bugs and things of that nature. And also you got to think of it coats. There's a coating and then there's a sticking. The coating allows things to suffocate or allows things to not get through it. You know, things lay on it or try to eat the nutrients. If it's coated, you know, they can't eat through it. So when it comes to neem oil, you do want something cold pressed. Spawn I trusted, so that, you know, that's good for organic gardening if you want to do it that way. And this Neem Oil Max is like a 4-in-1 based on, you know, the directions on there. These two things are the things that I've used, and this one works really well. I haven't used this one before, but according to the directions and research, it says that it could work. And some places they'll say that this doesn't work either, but I digress. I think I'm going to start getting into rotations of just spraying things in general. You really are supposed to go through and do, you know, a lot of orchards do like an insecticide when things are dormant. We kind of talked about spraying and things like that. And then as things wake up, it's already set to kill things, and then you don't have to worry about spraying when your vegetables are on there. It's just one of those things you learn over time in your own garden, because not everybody has the same issues. Even in Vegas, it's almost like we have 4 zones here. Like we have a 9s, 10s, and 8s, up between 8 and 10. You know, 9B, 9A, 10A, 10B, based on what side of town you're on. One side of town could be raining and getting hail and look like doomsday. The other side of town, nothing. So you really gotta learn your garden, and that's true to anywhere. But I'm gonna start mixing this stuff into some of the like irons and things of that nature, the things I'm gonna be spraying with anyway. It might as well. It'll help curb mites and all sorts of things, so you might as well just mix it. There's things I'm going to have in things for the plant to take in, and then there's things I'm going to do for the protection. I mean, there's no really... You have to learn your garden. That's all there is to it. Well, that's it for this one. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about any of this. If you have any questions, concerns, something I missed. You know, it's... there's always something to battle. Your garden is not that easy. And normally I have... that's why it's good to have beneficial bugs, and you have tiers of bugs. That's the best organic way to do it. Can that cause other issues? Maybe, because I don't want to get stung by anything. I don't want to get bitten by anything. I don't want my head chopped off by a praying mantis. But choose our battles. Anyway, leave me a comment. One of these mornings, though, get you out in your own garden. You gotta start this sometime, guys. Let's go.